Hello people of the world. I'm a big fan of cartoons, and Invasor Zim is my favorite. Taking this into account, not losing me any chapter and my parents knew how much I liked. So one day my 17 years, celebrating my graduation from high school while my mom a stranger, congratulated me on that old approached me, giving me a DVD to see them who came from the Nickelodeon studios. The old man went and my mother and I went straight to the house. Arriving at my home I checked the disc and I found a pleasant surprise, because it was labeled as Bloody GIR. GIR is one of my favorite characters, and that fate had given me this disc, or that thought, so I put it on the DVD player. It is an episode of Invasor Zim, but not only intro title of episode Bloody GIR home. The episode begins like any other. But the quality of the animation was poor. He seemed a poor animation, and then that had not a character going on stage. GIR came out of scene under the guise of dog, has a muffin in her hand, and then approaches the muffin in the mouth, and then disappeared the muffin and was Dib, with a muffin in her hand and said you do not I can earn. Dib had a macabre voice and disturbing, and then, Dib came running. Ends the scene with a black screen. In 2 minutes, he had a room in gray. This GIR crying, but something went wrong. The sound sounded like a dog tears of sadness in the night. After GIR looked at the screen and said don't know the real pain, GIR had blood coming out of red eyes, and then had a screen in black. Only 2 segundos GIR disappears mysteriously. Cut the animation and erase a black screen with a white circle. Seemed the movie of the Ring in 6 seconds. Then changes a scene in the house of Zim in black and white, but Zim house was totally abandoned and badly drawn, then switches to a room in white with a black chair. Fear is a child that his costume resembles Dib and returns. The animation was in the house since the back school and realized that GIR is not there. GIR is aimed at the home of Dib, touched the door and Dib hyper-realista eyes had it, but at least they are photoshopados, but equally, Dib opened the door and was GIR. GIR cried heavily, but there was no sound. Dib ran to the room of his father and touched the door, but I do not listen. GIR is approaching Dib and Dib touched the door of the room of his father 10 times. Cut the animation and had a pit similar to the movie The Ring. This leave is 1 minute. Was most disturbing episode. Was a very poor animation. Returns the animation and the bad GIR uses a knife and begins to penetrate to Dib. But something happened. The screen was blurry. Was the animation. Seemed repugnant. A gore horror movie. Tried to turn off the DVD but it did not do anything. My friend decided to unplug the DVD but nothing happens. Followed the chapter. Cut back and there was a photo of a child that resembles a Dib that was stabbing, and their numbers in the Graduacion 666 head, and a message on the wall in blood said kill tacos. My fingers were bleeding and my friend left blood on the nose. My 2 friends vomited on the floor. My 3 friends are cowering to the floor as they are dead, were with a puddle of blood, and the episode continued. Again the animation in the house of Zim had a heron that sounds are broke. Zim died and had eyes hyper-realista, came out blood in his mouth. He had no arms or legs and was hanging on a rope. After that appears GIR, but it was bathed in blood with a grim smile and diabolica. Look at the camera. For 2 minutes I began to laugh with a macabre laugh. Begins to hear laughter evil every time, more real, more strong and more disturbing. Past 8 minutes and the chapter was over. 4 friends were distressed. One of my 2 friends committed suicide. When I saw that chapter gave me a horrible chill, and a message said not tell anyone about the episode or all friends mourn in 7 days. I decided to do a garage sale and a child decided to buy this DVD disc of the chapter damn, and I told him not buying this album. GIR will kill and ignores, and I steal, while the news about the child died is because of this chapter and pursuant this promise. I wrote here that I can't stand the pressure of these scenes. 3 months that have passed and I still have nightmares of that episode.
Trick